fraction.
Good morning, students. Sorry I'm not there, but I have to stay home and take care of my son. So I'm going to go over the examples for 2.2 today. You're going to be comparing and ordering fractions and decimals. So I'm going to go over the examples that are on page 53 and 54 so that you have an example to go back to. So on page 53, they want you to order 6 1/2, 5 2/3, and 5 5/8. And the directions say to order them from least to greatest. Okay? Least to greatest. So that's smallest to largest. And the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to look at the whole numbers. Okay? Because that's a clue right there that's going to make this a lot easier. 6 1/2 is obviously going to be your greatest fraction because your whole number is 6. Okay, so we're done with that. That's your greatest. Okay, so now we just have to deal with 5 2/3 and 5 5/8. Okay, so what they're asking you to do here is to compare the fractions of 2/3 and 5/8 because the whole number is the same. So we are going to compare 2/3 and 5/8. And we're going to find a common denominator. And the way that we're going to do that is we are going to find the least common multiple. So the least common multiple of 3 and 8 is 24. Then we're going to do 24 divided by 3 is 8 times 2 is 16. 24 divided by 8 is 3 times 5 is 15. So now we have fractions that we can compare. Okay? So we have 5 and 16 24ths and 5 and 15 24ths. So of those two, 5 and 15 24ths is the least. So we would put 5 and 5/8 and then 5 and 2/3. If you want to put this fraction down as your answer, that's fine as well. Okay? So let's do the next example. The next example at the top of page 54 is with greater than, less than, or equal to. And they give you a decimal, 0.92 or 92 hundredths, and 2 sevenths. And they want you to say what greater than, less than, or equal to. Now this is really your choice. You can convert this to a fraction in simplest terms, or you can convert this to a decimal. I'll do both so that you can see how to do both. This says 92 hundredths. So that's 92 over 100. Okay? You need to put that in simplest form. So because this is even, you could divide by 2. And that would make that 46 over 50. That's still not in simplest form. So we're going to go ahead and divide by 2 again. And that would be 23 over 25. That is in simplest form, okay? And then we have 2 sevenths. We can convert that because now if you have 2 sevenths and 23 25ths, you're going to have to find a common denominator, and that's going to take you a long time. So what I would do is take your 2 sevenths, and remember that says 2 divided by 7. So 2 divided by 7. I'm going to put my decimal point and add some zeros. 7 does not go into 2. It goes into 20 2 times for 14. You're going to subtract and get 6. Bring that down. 7 goes into into 60. 8 times for 56. You're going to subtract and get 4. Add another 0. Bring it down. And then you could do 7 goes into 40. 5 times for 35. And you can keep going, but you have a decimal here now that you can compare. You have 28 hundredths and you have 92 hundredths. So I would compare those two, and you can see right off the bat that 92 hundredths is going to be larger because it is larger than 28 hundredths. Okay? Let's do one more example. On the bottom, example 3 says use a number line to order 95 hundredths, 3/10 and 1/4 and 45 hundredths from least to greatest. Okay? So you're going from smallest to largest. Okay? And you can see on that number line that you're going from 0 to 1. Okay? And they are showing decimals on that number line. So you're going to have to convert 3/10 and 1/4 to a decimal. Okay? So let's do 3/10 first. 3/10 equals 3/10, boys and girls. We know that that's easy. That is the easiest conversion from a fraction to a decimal. Now let's do 1/4. Some of you already know that by heart, but we're going to go ahead and divide. 1 divided by 4. Put your decimal point up. Add a couple zeros. 4 does not go into 1. It goes into 10 2 times. For 8, you subtract. You bring down your 0, and you get 5. So 1/4 equals 25 hundredths. Now I have my decimals. I have 95 hundredths, I have 45 hundredths, I have 3/10, and I have 25 hundredths. And I'm going to put those on the number line. They have shown you 2/10, 4/10, 6/10, 8/10, and 1/2. So with these benchmarks, you can put your decimals on here, okay? So 0.25 is going to go right between 0.2 and 0.3. 0.3 is going to go right here at 0.3. 0.45 is going to go between 0.4 and 0.5. And 0.95 is going to go between 0.9 and 1/2. Okay? So that is the easiest way to compare and order these types of fractions and decimals. Personally, like I've told you, boys and girls, I like to convert my fractions to decimals. It's easier for me, but it's really up to you. But when they do give you a number line that already has the benchmarks and decimals, then you want to convert your fractions to decimals. Okay? So if you have any questions, just email me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.